Now our topic is the age of revolution from 1830 to 1848. While the conservative governments were trying to consolidate their power, the liberals and the nationalists continued to spread the idea of revolution. These people belong to the educated middle class, the elite, professors, school teachers, clerks, and members of commercial middle class. The first upheaval took place in France in July 1830. The Bourbon kings were overthrown by the liberal revolutionaries. A constitutional monarchy was installed with Louis Philippe as its head. The July Revolution sparked an uprising in Brussels, which resulted in Belgium breaking away from United Kingdom. Inspired by the French Revolution, the Greek War of Independence began. Mobilized by the nationalist feeling among the educated elite of Europe, the struggle for independence began in 1821. The nationalists in Greece got support from many Greeks who were living in exile. Moreover, they also got support from many West Europeans who sympathized with the ancient Greek culture. Poets and artists mobilized public opinion to support the struggle against the Muslim Empire. It is important to note that Greece had been part of the Ottoman Empire. Finally, there was a treaty signed in 1832 which recognized Greece as an independent nation. Now we would look at the time of revolution, how the feeling of romanticism and nationalism grew among the Europeans. Romanticism was a cultural movement which wanted to develop a nationalist sentiment. Romantic artists use different forms of theater and art, moving away from science and technology, more focused towards emotions, intuitions, and feelings. They tried to create a sense of collective heritage, a common cultural past, as a basis of forming a nation. Other romantics, like the German philosopher Herder, claimed the true German culture should be discovered among the common people. These romantics used folk songs and folk poetry, folk dances, to popularize the true spirit of the nation. The emphasis was on the vernacular or local language to take the important nationalist message to a large number of people who were mostly illiterate. Carol Kurpinski celebrated the national struggle through his operas and music. He turned the folk dances into nationalist symbol. Language also played an important role in developing the nationalist sentiments. After Russian occupation, the Polish language was forced out of schools and Russian language was imposed everywhere. In 1831, an armed rebellion took place against the Russian rule, but it was ultimately crushed. But after this, many members of the clergy in Poland began to use Polish language as a weapon of national resistance. In all the church gatherings, in all the religious instructions, Polish was used. The Russian authorities put a large number of priests and bishops in jail or sent them to Siberia as punishment for their refusal to preach in Russian. The use of Polish language thus became a symbol of national struggle against Russian dominance.